Hello, viewers from Tyler Talks. This is your host, Tyler, and I'm about to talk. So, what do we got here? Just all sorts of cards that are organized. A bunch. I pulled the deck out. It is 64 cards, 15 in reserve. That's type 2 numbers. Couldn't help myself. Renee asks me pretty much every other week if I can make a deck from scratch, and I have tried. Sorry, Renee, it takes hours of time. Um, And so instead, meet you in the middle, I took a basis of a deck and I can cut it down to 50, or at least I will try. So for me, a majority of the time I have an idea and then I get a pool of cards together that I focus the deck on. Whether it's uh, just a handful, like 5 to 10 offensive cards, what I'm trying to do, or just a few, and then I build around it. For this, it's an idea that I've had, but not a deck I've made. Just the idea of a deck. So I wanted to pretty much throw it together and then make it online while I talk to everyone. So the idea is, and I spoke about this today actually in Discord, and then Jay and I spoke about it for a little bit too. He thinks he's the only guy that can do it, but it is Stop Your Dominance Voice from Heaven deck. You would think something that doesn't rely on your dom. That's why I have extra cards in my reserve, right? I play with 15 and you get 10, so I blow up 5 of mine. I'm just kidding. Renee, don't message me about that. That's not a rule. It's the point is, like, it's not just completely stopping your dominance. Like, if I really wanted to, I could push for that. I like the cross with Voice from Heaven, but the deck is supposed to be, what would you call it? It's trying to do a little bit of a lockdown, but what we're really trying to focus on is making an unstoppable band. So Gabriel bands to Jairus, and you don't need Gabriel in there. Like, Jairus is already an 11-10, but we like to get the band bigger, and then Jairus bands to his daughter. I would love to have Jephthah and daughter and do a daughter deck, but we have Gabriel, Jairus, and then Jairus brings in daughter. You get the constant reserve the top, and you get the reserve the next, and you still have 2 heroes, and you get to negate evil cards as well, assuming you reveal a good dominant from hand. So we are trying to essentially get Gabriel a little early if we can. And maybe we do need the Annunciation in here. No, that's if used by a Nativity hero. That's why I didn't bring it in the initial. We're trying to get Gabriel early. We have ways to get to Jairus, and then we're really trying to band in Gabriel if we can, and try to get that reserve a card from their deck. Like, we really want to reserve that evil card once, maybe twice is what we want, and then really just clean them up with Gabriel to Jairus with daughter with cross. Voice from Heaven is used in conjunction all here, to where you're negating evil cards, you are tossing the next. Anything CBN is tossed, and then you already used Voice from Heaven to blow up their reserve, to where you have whatchamacallit, a large advantage on them if you can take out 3 to 4 of their, maybe 2 to 3 evil enhancements and 1 to 2 good enhancements. We'll see, but the idea is to blow up their reserve, because a lot of times people are stopping stuff like this with their reserve. And Gabriel bands to Jairus when everything's negated, and then you toss the next is already hard to stop. So you can specifically pick out cards from their reserve that are going to stop you. And if nothing stops you in the reserve, then you just go for their good enhancements. So when you play this style deck, if you have the cross up, you're good to go. And I think Golden Calf can come in here too. I have not seen that lately, and I just think that's a pendulum swinging with the meta. So I don't think that's a dead card. But anyway, so we are trying to get to 50. So let's see. So we're gonna focus on the offense for now. So we're gonna start somewhere. And then when I wanted to do the Gabriel to Jairus, if I'm focusing on a few heroes, then I'm going to need to round out the rest of my heroes. And I was like, you know what? There's some really good heroes that go with this theme of just limiting what they can do. And a couple of them are the duels. Like, might as well play with the defense that I already know and like, and then just use a gold crimson deck, which I think is picking up steam in the meta. I just think people either throw in Matthew and play like the gold clay, but I also think this is a very solid variant. And a lot of times you see gold is like the small offense because of Bartimus and just very strong heroes that do things well. And they're not that fast. So you can see like a shutdown, lockdown, counter type deck where you would have, the star abilities in gold that play a Lost Soul from a deck. I don't know if I have any others. And you would play it like have ways to Salty, and your Lost Souls would go to Salty. And that's I won't say whose deck, he knows. And you blow up their reserve, and you have Salty, and you get these counters down. And if you get them down quick, and you have a precise deck that you know what you're doing, you got a really good build. So what are we looking at? We're looking at kind of like a CBI band, right? That's what we want. So I get to reserve the bottom card of a deck or a draw. And that's a very good hero. And then I get to ban to a unique gold CBI. So that works for me. Getting the Protect Lost Souls, then reserving an Evil Enhancement from opponent's deck or banding to a New Testament hero also works because I can just ban to Jairus' daughter when she's out. So these two are definitely staying. The whole point of the offense is, not the whole point, but Jairus is a main factor. Daughter needs to go into the reserves because once I get Jairus, he pulls daughter straight from reserve. So that would be the best place. So she needs to go into the reserve. We do that right now. Let it save. We don't need to load because we're making edits right now. I really like Bartimaeus. That leaves us with 4. Now, Good Samaritan, you get the add to battle, and then you get to bring back your Jairus or reserve the top card of a deck. So I really like him in the build as well. Not sure if he stays, but as of now, those are going to be my 5 gold heroes. Now, the rest of the deck, we know we want Gabriel. Expatriator is a CBI ban, so we could go Expatriator to Gabriel to Jairus and have this massive band. And then you still get to negate or do something as well. So we are going to want Expatriator. The point isn't to attack with angels, it's more so to band with angels. Heavenly Host was in here. It was like a potential to get out, nativity cards and start Bethlehem and Annunciation and have all that. You can play Heavenly Host with tokens, especially with Chamber, and do that Impartial Judgment. And you could also have Zerubbabel and Akeem in here because Akeem's Gospel. And you can get Zerubbabel out with Emmaus Road and go Zerubbabel to no one. You just play Akeem. You don't need to band. So you just go Zerubbabel, draw 2, play Akeem. It's really good. Get your negate neutrals out right away. And then you get your tokens going, and you can Zerubbabel, awesome ride, Impartial Judgment for 20, right? And it just wasn't, that was kind of forced into here. I don't like having a dominant where I can only use on one hero. So I don't need Heavenly Host. So he can come out. He'll go to the removed pile, and I'll take him out. Guardians from Glory, Protect Lost Souls, ban to a Gospel hero, or take a good Gospel card from reserve. really good. Just don't think it's the fit here. I really like the band with all four, like ending it with Legion. I just don't know if that's what we need. It goes against, like, we're trying to ban to Jairus, and even if we can't, we're trying to stick to gold. So I think Guardians comes out too. As much as I like that card. We do want to negate their neutrals. We kind of want that lockdown style deck to where we have the cross going, Sheol and Kingdoms and Chamber and all that. Like, we can negate all their stuff, negate their evil and territories. Like, if you look at what we're hitting, we're going to have Zacchaeus, we're going to have Ambushing Bandits, the Cross, Chamber, Sheol, Kingdoms. Like, we're hitting a lot. It's just a matter of, we have 7 heroes. I think we can play both Legion and Resurrection. And now I have multiple ways to get back certain types of heroes plus angels. And 2 of my angels banned. So I think that's a good move. And we're at slight in favor of gold heroes. But then when we look at our duels, that's where we're really good on ratios. So I think we're good there, hero-wise, at least from a start. And then we look at our enhancements, like what do we have to keep? Like, what has to stay best of the best kind of thing. So when we look at our ratios, we're really trying to focus on gold. That immediately pushes me to take this pile. And when I look at my forts, like, yeah, Reverence and Awe is awesome. Gets out Golgotha, which gets out a character. It can get out Psychar and get me drawing. Like, having 4 targets for Reverence and Awe is pretty good. So I think I bring that over, especially with all my heroes being able to play it. That right there, 7, already feels like enough enhancements to me. I like that I can go Emmaus Road and get Angel Appears, but in a 1 territory class, it's kind of tough to do. But New Covenant also helps. So I'm not sure. Like, if we go Angel Appears, you give him hand advantage real quick. That's not too hard. And then you go to a Gospel Angel, usually from deck. But it does add a brigade. If we just bring in Angelic Guidance, we have enough angels, I feel, and we get the hand look plus a card. So I think we lose Angel Appears. Just when you have Emmaus Road and New Covenant can get Angel Appears as well, it feels wrong to get rid of Angel Appears. But that's 8 enhancements. I'm almost tempted to just take out Angelic Guidance too. But we want to get out Gabriel. Like, we want to get out our angels. And to be quite honest, we don't have a way to get out angels. Now if we go Child is Born, we can throw Gabriel in reserve. And we can kind of know we're going to get Gabriel second turn. And then it's almost like, do we just take out angels? And this is why editing decks online is really difficult. Because if we're already at 64 cards, that's how you make those tough choices. That entire part of your offense comes out. So what do you lose? You lose 1 CBI band to Jairus. So we would only have a 1/2 hero band. So I like the idea of that. Let's see who else. Type hero, and then we want a May band, and then we want a Cannot be interrupted. Bans to a nativity hero. We already have Watchful Servant. Nope. Nope. We're just making sure we didn't miss anything. Patriarch, Patriarch. Clay Hero. Like Zadok can band to Gabriel, but that's a stretch. And then we could also change to... We care about interrupted because we're trying to end with Jairus. Bands to Mary, bands to Lazzy, Disciple, Nativity Hero. So yeah, you can play Magi. There's no need to bring him in. Band to Elizabeth. I really like when banding CBN and it's to specific people. Like David. You could always bring in Jehu, right? So yeah, there's not much. I didn't think there was. So I'm just saying if we move Expatriator into the reserve, or I'm sorry, Gabriel into the reserve, do we keep the rest of our silver or lose the rest of our silver? I really like having Chamber and a silver band. And if Gabriel goes to reserve and we can band in Gabriel, well, we wouldn't be able to do Child is Born, Tyler, you dummy. There's no silver anymore. So if Gabriel goes into the reserve, this stays. Maybe Angelic stays and Angel Appears comes out. Gabriel goes into the reserve. And then that's it. We have one way to get Gabriel. That doesn't feel right, does it? I think we'll go with this. We do have Crowd's Choice, Mayhem, and a fast defense. And if we get this thing down to 50, it'll play quick too. So let's keep Angelic Guidance. Get rid of Angel Appears for now. I'm double checking. Okay. That saves us the brigade, and we get a hand look with guidance. We got 9 heroes and 5 potentials. Now we look at our deck, we're at 60, so we have 10 cards to go in main deck alone just to come out, which is a lot. So what I do is I know for a fact we're going to play 7 souls and 7 dominance, right? So if that's the case, what am I trying to do? We want some control, so we like Distressed. We need the speed. Darkness is also very good in this deck. We're playing New Testament. We do like Galileans. We like to imitate Galileans and Lawless. So now we have 3 Lost Souls in one spot. We are a very consistent soul package right now. I don't think this offense is a rush offense. I don't think you have to have souls popping out all the time. I think we can block and the offense is patient. It's a very balanced deck. And we're stopping them from drawing. But we also have kingdoms for Soul Gen as well. So I think we can lose Harvest. So now we have Humble and Remnant. Shout out to Jake. He loves doing Remnant. And then you play something, you play Dominant. Or I'm sorry, and then you search, and I underdeck Remnant. You get your character back, and then Remnant pops back out. I love it, but I get all the value from Humble like all the time. And that makes, even though I have a good bit of CVP, like those three are not. And I play Wages in Battle. So I think I get the most. This is my normal soul package. When I'm playing New Testament, Galileans comes in. This is my normal soul package for the most time. Sometimes Galileans comes out for Harvest. So I go to my soul. Now we have 7 Lost Souls. So we're already under 60 cards. We're at 58. Now, what do we know we're going to play with, right? We know Son of God's Second Coming is coming in. I like, and 3 Woes I still think is a must. The rest are all not guarantees. Now, for the sake of this video, we're trying to do Gabriel, Jairus, so I better put in Voice from Heaven, right? That's the whole point. Blow up their reserve, control the board, and have a very strong attack of a ban to Jairus when you took out their resources. Also, people aren't talking about this. I always talk about Vain Philosophy being a great dominant for Thieves. Voice from Heaven is a phenomenal dominant with Thieves. One, regardless of Protect enhancements, that's nice. Especially because they don't play Protect, so they don't care about the granting of regardless of Protect for the opponent. 2, if I'm taking your stuff, where can I not take from? Thieves can, Barabbas, but it's hard to take from their reserve. Also, if players can take from their reserve, that's more cards I want to take from them, if that makes sense, or more options they have. To where when I block, they can grab, let's say I block with Plunderers. If they grab something from reserve, and now they have 2 enhancements in their hand, then they know they can play 1 for Plunderers and then play another. I don't want that. So as much as I like Vain Philosophy for this defense, for Thieves, Voice from Heaven is extremely strong with Thieves. So we have 4. We have 3 more dominants out of these 6. As much as I absolutely love Mayhem, also very good with Thieves, and I need the speed, I think other dominants ultimately will help me more. So I think Mayhem comes out. Pains me to do so. Now, what feels right is this. That's what feels right. Jairus requires a good dom to be revealed from hand. So it's almost as if the resurrection comes in. Now I love Crowd's Choice. I have a lot of drawing on defense. So as much as I want Gabriel, I do have Angelic Guidance. And I do have drawing. I think Crowd's Choice also comes out. You see, I will focus more on dominants that win me a battle more than dominants that help me set up. Now it comes down to these 3. Much as I love Vain Philosophy with Thieves, It is so strong. I need the extra good dominant. And I think Christian Martyr, because I can snag it with wages, because sometimes I want to just kill a hero. I think Vayne comes out, and I go to Christian Martyr instead. I will say, if you don't need Resurrection, then I think Vayne Philosophy and Christian Martyr is the right play with Thieves, especially with Voice from Heaven. You can take their stuff, get the hand look, kill them when you know you need to. You can take their stuff, get the hand look. They're about to negate or they're about to AOC me or something, and you can Vayne Philosophy them, or you can Christian Martyr them, and you can blow up their stuff in their reserve, and the opponent will quickly realize that 5 enhancements in their deck, that's not enough when you're going up against Thieves with Vayne Philosophy, Christian Martyr, and Voice from Heaven. If I can blow up all your stuff. When I say deck, I mean your whole construction. So, where are we at? 55. That ain't bad. So now we have 5 cards that need to go. Where I'm going to focus now is right here. New Covenant staying. It gets out every single card except for Reverence and all. That's staying. Every single good enhancement. Underdeck, draw 2, CBI. Underdeck, draw 2, CBP. Nice. Good numbers. Not needed. Like the card. Simple enough. Versatile. But negate an evil card. You may exchange a card from hand with a good New Testament card from reserve. And then may ban to an evil human. Or you may take a New Testament artifact or Crimson enhancement from reserve. I'm very tempted to play Shamed Woman with Cross in the reserve, so I can get it out when I need to, or 30 pieces. I think a 50 card deck with decent drawing and just playing kind of organically, naturally is just fine. And that would put us at 5, 6, 7, 8 evil characters, assuming all 3 stay in. And we have a lot of banding already. So I think Forgiven and Shamed come out. And I think she'll forgive me for that. Sorry, that was a bad one. Zacchaeus has to stay in. You band him in for a reserve and evil card. You get to choose a blocker. Thief's in play. It's really good to have. I don't bounce in this deck. So pretty much when I play it. But either way, he's going to be played as a thief anyway. I really like having the CBN enhancements on Man with Weathered, but I got to look at it real quick. If used by a thief, doesn't work on him. If used by a thief in battle, you can take it, so that's not horrible. And then you get Seized by Babylon, which is CBN on him. And then you have your other enhancements in reserve. I'm just wondering if there's enough to constitute playing him. I think so. And then, of course, you're playing with Condemned. So now we're at 53. That's your evil. I like 8 and 5. I think that's good for defense. It's enough, especially when your characters do a lot of value. I think that's good and out. We're definitely keeping the cross. These are also definites for us. Golgotha gets out an evil character, but it says except a hero, so it only gets out 5 of our characters, which is good, and it holds the cross. But here's the thing, I have the cross up and the New Covenant. That's about it. 30 pieces I'm just going to use and get rid of. I can get rid of Golgotha here. Sight. What's a sight? Alright. And now we're at what? 52? Golgotha's gone. We like Sycar. We're going to use Reverence and Awe almost always to get out our 2 forts. It's just going to be tough for us to get out Sycar. And then getting value from it. It's nice. Like, that little draw 1 here and there is nice. Our main battle, though, or our main attack is Gabriel to Jairus. And even if I get the star ability on Jairus' daughter, it's going to be tough to get a lot of value from Sycar. You got to get it out early and reserve cards, and I don't run Samaritans to use it the other way, so we're going to actually take out Sycar. So now we are at 51. I love 30 pieces. There's a lot of protection going on with Herod's Temple. I'm really just focused on leaving the cross active with New Covenant. I like 30 pieces, but if we're trying to get down to 50, I can take out 30 pieces for now. I don't like only having 2 artifacts, but we're testing. And boom, just like that, we're at 60 or 50. Reserve. So we did bring in Jairus' daughter. We have 2 add to battles, which I really liked. I liked having Good Samaritan, Good Seed, and Temptation, all for add to battles. Most of the time, I'm going to be attacking with a band, and Resurrection Revealer isn't going to attack, and I don't want to add to battle on a Gospel Angel because I don't really have anyone to add. So Temptation's the first one to come out. Good Seed is absolutely staying. It's going to be tough for me to use Sword of Light. I mean, I get it. I have 2 weapon class guys, but it's not really a silver offense, so Sword of Light can come out. That's an easy one. I wonder if I just added these cards just to take them out, you know? Jairus' daughter is an absolute must. She stays. Oh my goodness, we don't have ambush in here. Ambush absolutely goes into the reserve. And look, we're going to load again. All right. Ambush absolutely comes in. Everything that I already brought, I'm just removing. So if ambush comes in, we need a character to band ambush 2. I like having the negate. I really like banding in Mocking Thief as well. Just taking an enhancement from opponent's deck is very, very good, especially against the mirror match. I feel like Mocking Thief can almost come in the deck over Man with Withered Hand, to be honest. I like Man with Withered Hand in the deck because I have CBN enhancements on both sides. I think that needs to stay, but I'm going to bring in Mocking Thief. So now the deck's at 51, reserves at 14. Really like Jephthah. I don't have a way to get him. He could go into the main deck, and that's fine. Like, you discard 1 to kill 2 of theirs. There's just, once again, there's a lot of territory class protection with Herod's Temple. You got to get around first, and then you discard a random card of your deck, or the top card, and it's whatever the top card is random is what I meant. We brought in Mocking Thief, and I only have 2 targets now for Reverence and Awe, and that is a massive Matthew target, let alone Highwayman. Both highly played right now, so I think to bring our deck back to 50, we go and take out the D9 against us. I like that feel, especially when I can do that. I like that a lot better. Okay, Talitha Come. Absolutely. It bans up to Gospel Heroes, so we can ban in our Angels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scattered is also a must, especially when we have characters that can take from the reserve, right? Take a New Testament card from reserve. Do I have that? I don't have a way. Do I have a way to any of these enhancements? I know one of the thieves. Prevent the next. May banned. Banned. Draw. Banned. Man, who designed this? I love it. You know what? I took out my reserve access. Thought it was a duel. Okay. So you get the ROP. You can ban or take enhancement from their discard pile. Barabbas is really good. Takes from either. Am I crazy? Where's the character that can go to reserve? It's the artifact person, right? Where I was like, oh, I don't need this. It's the prodigal son, right? No. Yeah, it's a forgiven woman. It's the bad joke I made. Yeah, you get the band or take. Because I do not have reserve access to my ambush. So if we just do this and look at Crimson, and then look at special ability contains reserve. Let's see, ambush gets a thief from reserve. You can top deck an evil card from reserve. You may take a card from a reserve. We're probably going to want Stolen Seed in the reserve. It's good to have. This one's tough to play, but it's really good when you get it. If used by a thief, you may play an enhancement from a reserve, regardless of brigade. Such a good card. Putting that in. And then I brought in Barabbas. Okay, so we are going backwards, people. So I do not have a way to... We're going to blow this up and do it again. I guess this comes in, right? Right back where we started. So we're at 51 now. A lot of evil characters. So 10 evil characters. That's fine. Alright. So we're at 51 cards in our deck. That's okay for now. We can leave it there. We're more focused on the reserve now. So we have one evil character that can go to the reserve. And then everything else is Wages of Sin that can get cards at discard. Jairus' daughter is a must. Good Seed is a must. And if they can take a good enhancement, they can take... Good seed can take evil, the duels. So we'll leave those to the side. We absolutely want Talitha Come. I don't think we need Expelled from Heaven. It's nice because New Covenant and Emmaus Road can get it. I think we have enough firepower. We're really not worried about a ton of enhancements. It's nice because it's a CBP. Negate and Banish if used by a hero. You draw 2 CBP, but I think we're going to take that out. And Child is Born. Submission to Christ is awesome. But we have enough here. Like, yeah, we get the withdraw all. But we have enough. We're converting and reserving, withdrawing, negating, reserving, negating and reserving, and then negating and reserving, essentially. Negating a card in territory. We have enough here. I don't think we need submission because, once again, we're doing a big ban with Gabriel and the cross. So I don't think we need submission. It's nice to attack. It's very good attack right here. To have man with Withered Hand. Just realized that's the same title. I feel like we could have changed that. Oh well. And have a reserve all. It's really good, but you got to stick to what your deck does and make sure you do it well. Alrighty, so we have 3 for sure. We have ways to get ambush now, but are we going to? Like, if we only have one character, Shamed Woman, that takes a New Testament artifact or Crimson Enhancement from reserve, and I almost feel like we completely whiffed on this as well, because not only can Shamed Woman get it, but it is a restrict good dominance, which we also want in this deck, or it's a reserve hero CBN by a disciple. So yes, whatchamacallit, cross tosses it, but it works for both of our stuff. We'll put it up here for now. Okay, put everything that I already got. We definitely want Talitha Come. I really like Ambush. I'm a fan of Ambush and Temple Thieves. So that's what we have in. So we have 5 more cards out of our 9 here. Oh, we already used that. Correct? 5. Yep. So we have our 5 here. We have 3 potentials. That makes more sense. Okay. So we have, of our 6, we can take 3 if we're taking these 3. What I like to do is have wages targets. I don't have another way to Barabbas. I don't. He is one of the only characters in the game that has the playability. It's really good. I don't have a way to him. I also like that he gets stuff from the reserve, but we are trying to hit your reserve with Voice from Heaven. So, once again, we're trying to hit stuff with Voice from Heaven. So, it'd be hard to play a card from a reserve if we blow it up. So that is also going to come out. So now we have 5, 4 here, 3 here. I think Scattered, even if I'm playing the cross, Scattered should always come in. Underdecking a good hero or good dominant from opponent's hand, and then I get to shuffle all heroes is really good. This is a discard. It's another CBN though. I gotta be. Look, CBN, CBN, CBN. Like if I have the cross, like I can't block. So I think I want to bring in my cards that let me block, you know? So now I don't have all CBN cards. Left for Dead's really good, but once again, it's targeting a reserve. If I did not have Barabbas in here, I'll be honest, if I was making a different deck, like same exact deck, take out Voice from Heaven, then I'm having more reserve access, which I should probably have anyway for my evil. I'm not super worried about it because Voice from Heaven just blows them up. But I'm playing Left for Dead and Barabbas, and I'm not using Voice from Heaven. Once again, I can hit your reserve without hitting mine, and too bad, you know? So I'll take out Left for Dead. And now we're at 11, 8, 9, 10, 11. So then we see. Me personally, I think that's the right move because they have to reserve top 5 cards of their deck. And then if they don't, you have an 0-5 in battle and they can't play anything. Once again, it's another CBN. This is also another CBN. So, pick your poison. And this card, both of these are easier to get because of Good Seed and New Covenant. So, when it comes down to it, I'd rather have more targets to get out. And then if used by a thief, opponent must give you 2 cards from hand. Or, while Gospel Hero is alone, toss all evil enhancements. That is very good for a little Bartimaeus to get back over and over again. Like, you can just do a lot of damage there. So that, take out Peter's Curse. Now we're at 51. This is the deck. 51 cards, 10 reserve. I'm really happy with where we're at. Look, we just lost another 5 cards. Hero-wise, we're good because we could play Man with Withered Hand as either or, but we have to watch out. We have no ways of bouncing. We have some good control. If you, I restrict dominance, and if you get around the cross, or if I don't get out the cross early, you get the player dominance. I get to underdeck a hero, and I have my side access, my soul gen, or I have my characters that I can pop out a soul, and I can pop out my own evil characters, which I also like. Sheol, if you search, soul gets underdecked. I have my my protection for pretty much my gold heroes and my entire defense. But also, Herod's Temple with Jairus is a really good attack. He's an 11-10 that negates evil cards in battle, and then I get to toss everything. So that's also good. And Chamber of Angels, keep my heroes going as well, and negate you some more. Blow up your reserve. Like I said, if this wasn't a Voice from Heaven deck, then I would take this out and have Barabbas and Left for Dead and just hit your reserve different ways. I think we're good. One card would come out, and if one card does, I'm looking at right here, I like the 4 silver heroes with New Covenant. I feel like that's a good number to go to New Covenant and get Angelic Guidance to get Gabriel. That stays for sure. So yeah, I feel like everything stays here. If anything, I'm one evil character too much. And there's just nothing I want to take out of this. So I think we stay at 51. I think that's a good build. This deck's a little slower, and it's contingent on the opponent attacking because of thieves. So you take their hand, and you're hitting their deck, and they can't really do much because of this offense. Ideally, your attack is Expatriator to Gabriel, to Watchful to Jairus, and then Jairus pulls in the daughter, and you get to top deck this hero to top deck, or to toss the next evil enhancement. And then you just start reserving the top card of their deck every turn. So, Sidecar would be nice here, but couldn't fit it. I do think an evil character would come out in the final build. I'm not sure which one. I hate to say it, but I think Mocking Thief. But man, a 1/3 that takes your best enhancement from your deck is really good. So, maybe not. That's a lot of value. So yeah, but your attack is Expatriator. You get to negate and underdeck something if it's like an artifact or a fort. It's really nice to do. Ban to Gabriel. Gabriel bans to Watchful Servant. And you get to reserve the bottom card of a deck or draw X. Usually I'm going to draw. And then I go to Jairus. So all this is CBI or CBN. Ban to Jairus. Toss the next. Negate evil cards in battle. And you got to fight off a massive ban that I got to draw, and I got to get rid of something, and I get to toss the next. Usually I have the cross up. So that's the main attack. If it dies, you have Chamber, and it's hard to kill Jairus' daughter. You don't necessarily care about Watchful Servant. Jairus is the one you want to bring back. I thought we had a resurrect ability, so I'd have to look at that, but we want to keep Jairus coming. And if you kill him, that's fine. I still have a whole nother band of my angels that I like. I don't have the synergy, though, with gold anymore. So that does make it tough. But I still have a big band. So maybe Legion of Angels comes out. This is like a backup attack that I don't necessarily need. Maybe I go Bartimaeus to get back Lost Coin Found, and then go to this next turn. But maybe Legion of Angels comes out. I'm not sure. I would playtest and find out. Once again, we stick to our main attack. Good Samaritan's really nice, especially with Bartimaeus. Get something back, and then die and attack with Bartimaeus is good. I love the banding and reserving, protecting lost souls, whatever you want to do with Faithful Servant's really good. Resurrection Revealer for Chamber is nice. You get the double negate, and let's be real, we're pretty much going to keep Legion of Angels in Chamber. So yeah, that's pretty much your offense, using this offense differently, like these heroes in and out. Some enhancements to back it up. Don't be too concerned at the amount of cannot be negated enhancements. We have 2. It's with the cross. That's okay because we have Kingdoms of this World. So if we deactivate the cross, we get to hit them with Kingdoms. So yeah, that is it. There's my thought process and what I think is a pretty solid build for just here's an idea and let's get it on paper, right? So that's all I have here. I'm not going to do a goldfish, like I said. It's already 53 minutes. This is a thought process and an idea video, I guess, that stems from somewhere, what I look for, I guess, in attack. And then how I kind of build a defense, what I look for with some ratios and everything. So little evil character heavy. That's because they all band and draw. So I like that. So there you go. I hope you have it. Random video for my channel. Idea I had and talked about, so I wanted to get it out there. Hope you all enjoyed.